I went out and bought some of the most hyped up clothing and sneaker trends for fall and winter. And today we're going to find out if any of it is actually any good and worth keeping. First up, we got the latest Nike and Stussy drop. Now, I've definitely been a fan of previous Stussy and Nike collections, but this one in particular did seem a lot more hyped up than usual. There was a ton of different pieces as part of this collaboration. They had two different drops, one through Stussy's website, the other one through the Nike Sneakers app. And on both releases, everything flew and sold out. So I picked up a couple different things, so let's start with the boots. So this is the Nike Baltoro boot, and I got two of the colorways that were available through the Sneakers app, the brown one and the black one. They also had an orange one available through Stussy's website. This was interesting. I really liked the images that they had online of these things. And I always like how Stussy picks the shoes that they collaborate with Nike on, because oftentimes it's low-key models that they bring back from the past, and this is definitely a representation of that. Perfect for the fall winter time, you know, a pair of boots. But getting these things in, trying them on, I've changed my opinion slightly. So retail price isn't too bad, and these are a lot more, I guess, slim and less chunky than I was expecting. Like, the actual profile of the sole on these things is very thin. The upper and most of the chunk that you're getting on here is around the ankle area. They're a lot lighter than I thought and almost don't really feel like boots, if that makes sense. Like, the materials are great, but they do kind of feel pretty soft and a little bit more flimsy than, you know, a traditional like solid boot. I will say they are very comfortable if that's something you were looking for, but I feel like these would probably in general wear get treated a little bit more like a pair of sneakers rather than an actual boot. So I do have to say I'm slightly disappointed with the look and the general feel of them. They are a little bit more affordable than other Nike boots, but especially seeing the next Nike boot that it looks like they're going to be bringing back is the Go-A-Dome, the Air Max Go-A-Dome, and those things just look so cool. In my opinion, I mean, I'm gonna be waiting for those, so yeah. Maybe not worth the insane hype, at least for me personally. And that brings us to the hoodie. This one's pretty strange because honestly, I feel like for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 different Stussy Nike collaborations, we've had the exact same sweatsuit. It's just the blank hoodie with the box logo that has the Nike tick and then the Stussy branding. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I remember them doing this over and over again. Either way, this is the first time I've felt the Nike Stussy hoodie that always sells out and is reselling online, and it's a little bit underwhelming. It really does just feel like a standard Nike hoodie that you can get off of their website. Now, I do think that there are some nice details about it, like the wash of this black. It's not just a jet black, there is definitely a wash to it, which just makes it feel a little bit better quality and a little bit nicer. It's comfortable, it's got a nice fleece interior, which is real cozy, but again, it's really not far off of what you can find on Nike's website. Even the fit of this hoodie is a little bit generic. For sizing, I'm wearing a size medium. I'm 5'8". I typically wear a medium, so I actually don't really understand the hype behind this one in particular. Some of the other pieces that were part of this collection where they had fleeces and jackets, those could be a little bit more unique and a little bit more Stussy involvement, but for this hoodie and I guess all the other colors that they offered, like gray and the sweatpants as well, I don't think it's worth it, at least in my opinion. But sticking with Nike, we've got the most viral tech fleece I think they've ever released. This is the $360 Boreas Tech fleece. Now, this actually comes in 3 different colors. I got the black one, and as part of the set, I guess you get a hoodie and you also get some sweatpants. So let's start with the hoodie. Now, I think why this went so viral is one, just the look of it, very oversized and quite different for Nike products, especially in the tech fleece range. There's also a lot of different details on it. Like, now you get this paneled look, which has this really soft fleece material, and then the rest of it comes in black winterized thermal material. Another big standout feature is the built-in mask that comes with 3 little metal vents, which does look a little bit more like a tech product than a piece of fashion. And then the entire inside of this hoodie is also lined with the same fleece material that you see on the outside. So overall, extremely cozy. So this hoodie retails for a whopping $195. Very expensive, but what I will say in its defense kind of is that it is very well made. It does feel like a great quality hoodie. You've got zip pockets, you've got an elasticated adjustable waistband, so you can actually, you know, crop it a little bit more or just have it completely loose. It's extremely oversized. I'm wearing a size small. I typically typically wear a medium, so I fully sized down and it's still pretty big, but it fits me perfect. Honestly, I didn't expect to like this hoodie as much as I do, but it's a banger. So I'm going to say, yes, this is worth it. But the pants, a little bit of a different story. So these retail for $165, and they actually do have a really nice silhouette and shape to them. I got my true to size, which is a size small, so still pretty big. And all of the details are there. It's great. It's got a lot of that, that fleece material, which feels super soft. They look really good. You've got an adjustable waistband, zipper pockets, and even a third button pocket on the back. It's got the same little metal vent circles that you get on the hoodie. But my main issue with this is how wide the hem is for the actual, like, the end of the pants. It's so big that no matter how chunky of a shoe I put on my feet, I still end up walking on it. Like, I tried one of my most chunky shoes that I have, those Yeezy desert boots, and these things still just slip underneath and end up treading all over it. So unless you're like a lot taller, so it doesn't go underneath, then maybe this could be okay. But for me, I don't think these are worth it. It's just one of those flaws that's just going to end up being such an annoyance. I don't know why they didn't add adjustability to it as well, like so you could kind of cinch it up just so it doesn't traipse all over the ground. It's gonna start looking rough. So yeah, 165, they should have just made it a little bit smaller or added some adjustability. Not worth it in my opinion. And if you're thinking to yourself, damn, Elliot's looking real cozy right now, where did he get that hoodie from? Well, let me tell you, with today's video sponsor, Represent has just remade their most iconic collection, Owner's Club. So here's what's dropping and what I think are the best pieces. First off, the hoodie. Now, what made the previous ones so good and so popular was the simplicity, versatility, and quality. And the new ones somehow are even better and made to be the perfect everyday option. It's more comfortable and ultra soft because of a unique carbon treatment, which also gives it a faded look. Same goes for the crew necks. All 100% cotton and some of the softest pieces you'll find out there. The shorts are equally as comfortable and the new cut just looks so good. In fact, the entire lineup has had a redesign in terms of cuts and fit. For example, the new t-shirts are now slightly more cropped and actually are reversible. They also come with a slub texture, so they kind of feel weightless when you're wearing them. But my favorite has to be the new rugby jersey, which just goes with everything, whether it's shorts or jeans. The whole collection is made for everyday comfort and versatility. There's a ton of other colors and a bunch of other pieces. So use my links in the description to check it all out. Thank you to Represent for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to you guys for using my links when I have them. It helps out the channel massively, but let's get back to the video. Next trend is extremely heavy, and we got two of them. So this is kind of like two trends in one. This is the Doc Martens Rick Owens collaboration on these stompers, and we got both of them. So the main two trends is, first of all, a Rick Owens collaboration with Doc Martens. Yes, that in and of itself is a massive trend every single fall and winter for the past few years. But also just big boots in general is a huge trend right now. So when I saw these things, first of all, this is the main one that caught my eye. This is the steel toe version, and then this one being a little bit more of the classic Rick Owens designs with like the lace all over it. That's a little bit more of something we've kind of seen before. So let me start with this one, which I would say is one of the main reasons why I bought both of these. This one seems a little bit more simple and plain. It's just kind of a traditional boot look, just with a ginormous thick, 4X type style of a midsole. But the main thing that caught my eye was the shape. A pair of boots that I do really like is the Balenciaga, what do they call them? The strike boots. Way too expensive for me to consider. I almost pulled the trigger on a pair when I was out in China because they had them at a Balenciaga outlet, but I still couldn't get myself to spend that kind of money. So when I saw these, still very expensive, but nowhere near the price of a pair of Balenciagas, I thought they look pretty similar. They're extremely heavy and obviously super chunky and massive, but this steel toe one is definitely my favorite out of the two. The materials are nice. I mean, you kind of know what you're getting when it comes to Doc Martens. That's kind of the base of this shoes. You're getting good materials, you're getting good quality. The Rick Owens design mainly comes in the form of the slightly swooping toe box, the giant midsole, and then the ridiculously long laces that are an absolute pain to try and tie up. Then you got these things, which I think they're just too crazy for me to pull off. The laces, it's just, it's a very specific look that I tried on with a bunch of different outfits, and I don't think I can do it. Either of them. There's something about it where, personally, I just look at myself wearing them and I'm like, it's a little bit too much. I really wanted to like either of them. I think they both look really cool, but there's just something about them on me where I'm just like, they just don't work. But if this is your style and you like the way that they look, I do think it is worth it. Like, these boots are solid, they look cool. For the right person, I think this trend is pretty cool. But things get a little bit out of control from here. Balenciagas. Now listen, I don't own a piece of Balenciaga stuff. Like, I've bought it for videos, but in terms of me actually owning and wearing a pair of Balenciagas, don't have a single piece. So I saw these and was like, those are really cool. Let me see if I can pull those off. Turns out, they're way crazier than I thought. This is the Balenciaga steroid boot. In my defense, these were stupidly discounted. I think like maybe 70% off. I paid not that much for them. So I thought I was getting a steal. I didn't know they were this comically large. I've seen them online, but I just thought, you know, like, I guess maybe because everyone was wearing them with super baggy pants, they just didn't look as big as they do in person. But these are so massive. It's almost like a pair of boots combined with the Mischief Big Red boots. That's what these are like. Now, they are completely made out of foam or rubber, so that is actually something that I really like about this pair of boots, is that you kind of get that traditional boot look, but they're so much lighter and so much more comfortable. But yeah, I put these on my feet and I literally felt like a cartoon clown or something. They're just way too big, way too oversized and chunky. It's insane. I guess it lives up to the name, and I should have known. They're the steroid boots. So look, as far as a trend and if this is worth it, I mean, you are, like, in fairness, these will be easier to walk around in than those Rick Owens ones. Like, these are actually really light. They're foam, so they actually feel kind of comfortable. But personally, I don't think I can pull these things off, like, at all. I look crazy. But I've seen a lot of other people put fits together with these, and they look great. And that's kind of why I bought them in the first place. I was like, yeah, that looks dope. Let me try it out. But if you are interested in this trend, these, I've seen them discounted at a lot of different places. Which brings me to the next trend. Insanely baggy pants. So this has been a trend for quite a while, but I feel like the baggier has just gotten more and more out of hand as we've gotten further down the line. Some people hate the baggy pants trend. Some people absolutely love it. I feel like I definitely leaned a little bit more towards liking it. So I went out and bought the baggiest pants I now own. This is the Rave More Berlin pair of baggy pants. It's camo. These are like hand distressed, so all of the paint marks, they did that by hand. All of the patches that are held on by a giant pin, that's done by hand. The tears, everything on them, I thought they looked really cool, so I tried them out, and they are insanely baggy. These things almost fully cover those steroid boots. Now, I've tried quite a few different baggy pants, and these ones actually do it the best because of their shape. There's something really unique about the shape of these pants where they do kind of have like a little bit of roundness to them, so they don't just kind of bag up and roll up and just look super flat. They do have kind of a nice silhouette, which I think is actually really nice for a pair of baggy pants. So as far as these ones go and getting this pair, I recommend these. I think they're really dope. If you do like the baggy pant trend, these are, yeah, this is definitely worth it. And that brings us to the viral Realtree Camo Zara set. This plays actually into two different trends, Realtree Camo, and then just the fact that this is one of the most viral sets I've seen from Zara recently. So it's a workwear jacket and also a pair of carpenter denim, which both have the same Realtree camo print. I just want to say straight away, this is worth it. This is dope. This is really, really good stuff from Zara, and I love the Realtree camo. Now, would I buy it and wear it as a set? No, I don't. Only for the purposes of this video did I wear them together, just so you could see both of these pieces, but individually, yeah, they're sick. The fit on this jacket is great. The quality is nice. Like, it's real nice denim. You've got pockets on like the little zip chest pockets. You've got regular pockets. You've even got an interior interior pockets, a lot of utility going on there. And then for the pants, just the print is really nice. It's kind of faded in a nice way on both this and the jacket. The fit is great. I've always recommended Zara for specifically pants. That's like my favorite place to get a pair of like jeans and stuff like that. They do a really good job. And jackets as well. This is a really cool piece. For the price point, if you were looking to try out the Realtree camo thing, I think it's perfect to get this set or something from, like, it's a little bit more affordable, because as you know, with trends, they come and go, and definitely Realtree camo does have an expiry date. It is definitely in this fall winter. Instead of spending a ridiculous amount on some, you know, Realtree camo type print, whether it's a hoodie or a jacket or a pair of pants, go with something a little bit more affordable, and that way you're not investing a huge amount of money into a trend that is probably going to disappear over the next couple years. So that is all the pickups. Let me know down in the comment section, which of these trends do you think is actually worth it? And like always, I'm gonna throw up another video in the top left hand corner. Click on it to check it out.